The arrest of the Luigi Mangione. The Luigi Mangione. It's interesting. He has such a presence. He's like a superstar to some people. He's a hero to some people. I don't look at it that way, but I understand why people have a range of feelings about this. Anyway, the arrest of Luigi Mangione, the guy who's accused of killing UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson, it's getting a lot of reactions. Some see it as justice, but other people don't. Some people say he killed somebody in cold blood in the open. He got arrested, and that's what justice looks like. Other people are saying, release that man. There are literally people walking around with the hashtag free Luigi. Then you have Fox News. Fox News always adds their own little bit of spin to it. They always add their own piece to it. On Fox News, there's a guy named Jesse Waters. He's a host. He used to be a producer. Now he's a host who condemned the murder of Brian Thompson. And yet, while condemning the murder of this CEO, applauding the arrest of the shooter, he also called for the alleged shooter's own murder. I'm not exaggerating, y'all. Watch this.
When people are willing to say the things that people are saying online, and then for this person at the Washington, I don't know what the Taylor Lorenz celebrating CEOs. Because what kind of society do we live in? I can understand you disagreeing with the company's policies, but that doesn't mean that you have the right, that anyone has the right to go and kill somebody. Now, this young guy right here, if indeed he's the person, and they prosecute him, I hope he gets a death penalty. I hope he's prosecuted to the fullest extent.
We don't have a death penalty in New York.
Well, maybe you can get him to get in there. You and Trump can figure something out.
I did it the first time in New York.
And finally, the last thing I would say is, I hope the only one person I know in this set who has real back pains is Jesse. I hope he is not pushed to make any efforts like this.
Don't make a gun.
I was homicidal after my emergency back surgery. No, you're right. I wanted to kill Johnny, though.
Right.
Because he assembled my chair, which put me into the surgery. I was so wrong about this case. Last week, they came on. I said, this guy's a pro.
Yeah.
Total professional, just by the way he acted.
Yeah. Right.
And then it turns out he was so horny, he took his mask off to flirt with a barista. And he keeps the murder weapon on him. And he has a manifesto. It's almost like he wanted to get caught, because you go into a McDonald's, you go into a Starbucks, they have cameras. You got to go to get a hot dog on the side of the street if you're that hungry. Get a water bottle from the guys that sell these things. This guy was obviously looking for notoriety,
right?
And good, he's got it. Now, he's a prep school kid. He's politically connected in Maryland.
He's ready for prison?
I don't think anyone's ready, Brian. Maybe you are, Brian, in a different way. But this guy's not ready. He's way too soft. He's going to get annihilated on the inside. And good. If he's not going to get the death penalty, maybe someone will do him justice behind bars. That's all I have to say about that.
You should stop there.
Right.
You should stop there. Woo. Okay, so many thoughts on this. First of all, let's take a step back and talk about the actual shooting for just a second. Again, it seems obvious what happened. It seems like the story could not be clearer. But instead of doing what Fox News does, which is to jump to conclusions when it's somebody we agree with and or disagree with, let's actually wait for this to play out. We can have feelings about it, but let's do that. Second, this idea that Fox News is promoting, including Harold Ford there. Remember him from back in the day when he was the media darling? He was the first Obama. Despite what all of them are saying, Americans aren't applauding death. Americans aren't applauding the CEO being killed. What they're applauding is a conversation about healthcare and this wicked system. What they are doing is articulating a certain kind of pain that they're feeling and experiencing from being subjected to the system. That's what we're dealing with here. Yeah, the jokes go too far to me. Yes, I don't think it's cool or funny to make fun of somebody who's dead or who got murdered, someone who has a family, all that. I get that. But I'm not worried about the CEO outside of the personal level. Once we get past the personal, I'm saying forget the CEO. Let's talk about the system. Let's talk about the structure. Let's talk about how healthcare works. Let's talk about the fact that we don't have a universal healthcare system. We have a universal health insurance system. We don't have a single payer system. We have something else. And so as long as capitalism is bound up in this is what's going to continue to happen. So let's get all that out the way before we get to this guy who is the killer. If they have the guy who is the killer, then he should get due process. But it's fascinating to me to hear somebody like Jesse Waters say, oh, well, just put him in jail and hopefully someone will take care of him, someone will execute him. This is what we're rooting for? Extrajudicial murder? How dare you? Now, I get sometimes things happen to bad people and we don't lose a lot of sleep over it. I get that. Donald Trump had a couple alleged assassination attempts. I didn't want him to have an assassination attempt. I don't want anybody to try to kill him. But when I heard that bullet whiz past his ear, I didn't exactly, I wasn't sleepless in Seattle. So I understand that impulse, but to actually use your public platform to applaud or even encourage or even invite, an assassination or a murder attempt in prison is wild to me. But part of it is because Fox News and them are so in bed with corporate America. They're so embedded in capitalist America. They are an extension of it. They are the leaders of it. They are the people who benefit most when billions and trillions of dollars is hoarded among a very small number of people. So I'm not surprised that Fox News doesn't want the CEO of a major multinational corporation to get killed, because it starts raising other questions. We got to ask those questions. We got to stick with those questions. But again, the questions aren't about the personal; they're about the structures. Every single day, every single year, people die because of these healthcare companies. Every single day, people get their claims denied. Every single day, people get charged exorbitant amounts for drugs. Every single day, people get kicked out of nursing homes. This is the problem. Somebody wrote in, reworded Samurai, said, name a major media outlet that isn't in bed with corporate America. I can't think of one. To be a major media outlet is to be in bed with corporate America, which is why every single major corporate media outlet is also talking about this the same way. Yeah, they're celebrating the arrest and all of that. And yes, they're romanticizing the killers somewhat, but at the core of it, the unifying thread among all of them is that they are normalizing the existence of UnitedHealthcare as the healthcare giant, as the healthcare provider. They are normalizing the idea that this is what the most progressive and healthy modern healthcare system in the world could be. MSNBC ain't no better on this. They're a little bit better in terms of at least articulating why people are celebrating. But beyond that, they ain't doing much. CNN ain't doing much. They all doing the same thing. They all doing the same thing. Now, it's wild to me. And I think Mel NYC Review said it. Fox News celebrates Daniel Penny, but they want to unalive someone who hasn't been convicted yet. Right. They're okay with a guy getting killed on a subway train, choked out for 6 full minutes. But if that ain't an extrajudicial killing, I don't know what it is. But they're not okay. Anyway, once again, y'all, Fox is trash. Understand that. Know that Fox News is trash. And this is what you're going to get every single time, right? Trash in, trash out.